Guys, so what is up? How is everyone doing tonight? I am good. I hope you are good too. So busy, crazy week, honestly. Dune came out, right? And March is a huge month for movies, guys. Let me just tell you right now, we got some bangers coming out this month. But also a big month because WWE 2K24 came out today in New Zealand, if you do the Xbox trick, which everyone does. And speaking of that, I will be live streaming, probably by the time this video goes live, playing WWE 2K24 for you guys. Anyway, that's that. Let's get on to this. Dune, Part 2. Before we get into Part 2, I'll just walk you through my quick history about Dune, right? I don't know the books, and I don't really know, like, the original film way back in the day. I've heard it's really good. That's what I've heard. I heard it's really good. But I haven't read the books. I haven't watched the original movie back in the day. Now, another quick backstory on, like, what Dune is to me. So when it first got announced that this movie was coming out, I remember not knowing what I was going to see, not knowing what this movie was going to be about, not knowing anything about it, and just being kind of intrigued, I guess. So I actually remember the moment watching this movie. So it was me and a couple of friends that I'm not friends with anymore for reasons. We went to the theater, and they had said, hey, this movie called Dune is coming out. Do you guys want to plan something to go see it? And I was like, yeah, that would be great. I mean, it interested me. It had a great cast. I didn't know anything about it, but I feel like those movies are kind of the best sometimes, where you don't know anything about it and you just kind of like get to experience something naturally with your raw emotions, you know what I mean? So, long story short, we saw Dune Part 1. I loved that movie. That movie was something that I absolutely adored. I actually rewatched it before seeing the second one, and now you know the backstory for it. Let's get into it. So, two things before I start. Number one, this is spoiler-free, no spoilers. I know many of you have probably not seen Part 2 yet. Also, second thing is, watch Part 1 before you watch Part 2. There's a lot of stuff in this Part 2 that is directly from Part 1. So, Dune Part 2. Here we go. First thing right off the bat, I'm going to say, the visuals in these movies are next level. I don't know what budget they're on, but my god, it's spectacular. Same with the audio, music, and stuff. So Dune 2 kind of directly follows up the events of the first Dune. Like I said, watch the first Dune before you see this one, because you're not going to know what is going on if you don't. Right? So Dune 2 directly follows up the events of the first one. And in many different ways. It has the same cast, the same kind of plot details with some new stuff sprinkled in. So you start, like, the scene that they start with is directly where the first one ends. And I'm not even joking. Like, that's how it starts. And then you get into, like, the whole story about, the different, what's that thing? The different, like, worlds and the different people and the different groups and all that. And so Timothy Chalamet's back. Zendaya's obviously back as well. What was I gonna say? Zendaya's back. You have some, like, standouts here, like Dave Bautista also back. But one standout for me is Austin Butler. His character is just next level awesome. I don't know, like, what steps he took to, like, work on his character at all, but, like, it is next level amazing. He plays a bad guy very well and is very creepy. Yeah, this is all about kind of, like, without getting spoiler, kind of like seemed this story was about, like, who is going to be the next in line to be the ruler, who's going to be the next in line to kind of like guide these people into the next steps, into the next war to get the spices, That's kind of what it felt like to me. But I don't want to go into spoilers here, so I'm going to keep, this video is not going to be that long. But honestly, it's a great movie. It's definitely worth going to the theater for, just based on the sound, just based on everything about it. It's a movie you have to watch in theaters. You cannot skip the theaters for this. The cast is phenomenal. The score, the visuals, just the story, the pacing is good, but at the beginning it kind of is slow, but then it picks up. It is a long movie, so if you're going at night, probably go earlier. It is 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It is long, so plan ahead if you're gonna go see this. But anyway, I just want to make this spoiler free because obviously many of you haven't seen it yet, and for the newer movies going forward, I think we're going to keep that system going. Anyway, go see Dune Part 2. It's great. It's phenomenal. It follows up the first one perfectly, and overall, it's just a movie you should go see in theaters. Anyway, if you're coming to the live stream, I'm live right now. Until the next one, peace, love, positivity. See you.